Hi, good morning, and welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. This is episode 334, and we're here live in Southwest Florida. The sun is up. It's a little later than normal. I had to run an errand for a friend this morning, so I'm out in Fort Myers in a parking lot, but that's okay. I found a pretty little pond and some birds behind me, so at least we can enjoy the beautiful sunrise, the beautiful blue sky, and a little water and a little nature still, even though we're in a parking lot. You know, it's all about your state of mind, right? So anyway, I thought it might be fun to talk to you about a few things this morning, including showing you some more examples of that knot that we did yesterday, but I'm going to do it in a number of different types of scarves and shawls. If you're joining me live, please say good morning and let me know where you're from, and we'll wait a few minutes before starting the demo until more people are here. Hi Lily, I missed a few names. Good morning Judy. Hi Lisa, thanks for joining me live. You know how sometimes my camera kind of cuts off and doesn't let me know how far down you can see? Can you see all of the fringe right now, or do I need to back up to show you the whole scarf? Good morning, Connie. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for joining live. Good morning, Nikki. Hi, Sandshell. Back up. Okay, so it is the same. I'm seeing it exactly the way it is. All right. Thank you for letting me know. So this is, I think this is the Bonita Brave scarf on my website, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is one of the shorter pieces. This is probably as short as you could go for this particular type of knots tying for a scarf. So I'm going to show you. It's this beautiful, simple stitch pattern knit scarf, and it has the gorgeous twisted fringe at the bottom. So we're going to do the same knot that we did yesterday, but we're going to do it on a heavier scarf. This is done in worsted weight wool, so it definitely has more texture to it, and I want to show you how it will look beautiful doing this as well. So we're going to twist that center piece in half again, and notice we have a downside and an upside. You're going to come up through the down and down through the up. So this is the downside. We're going to go from, yeah, now I got it confused. Hold on. Well, let's just try it and see what happens. We're going to come up through the down, and we're going to go down through the up. I think that's what it is. Yeah. All right, well, let's try it the other way. Oh, isn't that funny? It's so easy to get confused. Okay, so we'll come from the top for the bottom, and we'll come up. No, it is. I did it right the first time. Okay, hold on a second here. All right, that's the beauty of live. You get to laugh at the goofiness. Okay, we're gonna come up through the down, and we're gonna come down through the up. Here we go. Okay, and you can see it looks slightly different from the way we did it yesterday, and that's because there's so much more volume to this scarf. I love the way the fringe looks on this though, and how gorgeous is that knot. Now you could zhuzh this as well to make sure that your right side is facing. On this particular scarf, there is a right and wrong side to the pattern. Not that it's wrong, but you know what I mean. Front and back. So by zhuzhing it a little bit, you can get that front, that right side row, the stockinette base, not the reverse stockinette base, to show. And how gorgeous is that? I feel totally put together if I threw that over even a t-shirt. I mean, so super cute. So now I've shown you this on two different types of scarves. Yesterday we did the Be So Fine fingering weight, really drapey scarf, and today we're doing the worsted weight wool. Now I want to show you a few different shapes of shawls and see if this will work for shawls too. So give me a second. Well, actually we can go back to the another fingering weight one. So this is a rectangle also. This one is from my book Motif Magic, and you see it has like a lacy edge to it. I wanted to show you how this would look. So we'll do our wrap around so that we have a loop in the center. Yeah, I could use heels for this. So we'll pull this down, turn it around, so we have a top and a bottom. We're going to come up through the bottom and down through the top. And so we've got that same knot going on again, but look at how different it looks with something that has a ruffly edge. How pretty is that? You still get that beautiful knot, but you get all of that laciness of the edge, which is kind of focusing on that lacy edge, kind of like with the last one we were able to really feature the twisted fringe. This really shows off that lacy, delicate edge as well, or ruffly edge. Where am I? I'm in Fort Myers this morning doing an errand for a friend, so I'm in a parking lot, but I found a pretty spot in a parking lot to share with all of you. There are some birds. I don't know if they're ducks or turkeys or what they are. You know I'm not very good at recognizing birds. They look like there's some kind of duck. I'm sure somebody else knows more about it. But I thought it'd be fun to show you how to do that knot I taught you how to do yesterday on different types of scarves. So yesterday we did the knit Zen scarf, and I forgot to bring it this morning, but here we showed two different versions of a skinny rectangular piece. So this one's in Be So Lush fingering weight yarn, and this one's in worsted weight Be So Brave yarn, and you can see that the knot looks beautiful no matter what kind of yarn, what kind of project, what kind of edge you have. It actually looks beautiful with all of them. So now let's try it with some shawls. Wanted to show you what we could do with triangular shawls. So here is, hi Lydia, thanks for joining live. Hi Judy. And here is the Lila Berry shawl. This is done in one ball of Be So Fine yarn in colorway $1 Million Red. And what we're gonna do is try to do that same thing. So we'll fold it in half, wrap it around. Now we're gonna have to bunch up the center here in order to create that twist. So we're gonna do that twist again. We're gonna come up through the bottom and down through the top. And you'll see we're gonna be able to get that same knot structure, which is gonna be so awesome. We can tighten it up. And then you can do all sorts of things with that triangular piece sticking down here. You could leave it like that. You could actually try to tuck it up inside one of the knots or into a couple of the knots to really kind of drape that as well. So you could end up draping this in a number of different ways once you created that knot, because once you have that interwoven knot, you've got lots of nooks and crannies for putting the triangle center point into something else. But cool, right? Another way to wear a triangular shawl. So now this is showing you how to do that in a fingering weight, really drapey yarn. Let me show you another one. And just in case you're wondering if it works on knitting and crochet, I have a knit shawl similar to that one, but this is the knit lace sampler shawl in Be So Fine yarn also, and this one comes more to a half circle in the center. It doesn't have a point to the center, and I'll show you that it'll work on this one too. So we'll grab it, wrap it, drape it, turn it around, pull that center down a little bit, twist it. We now have a bottom and a top. We're going to come up through the bottom and down through the top. And you'll see we've created that gorgeous knot again. And we have, instead of a point, we have a rounded bit here. You could choose to weave that into one of the nooks and crannies. You could even weave either of these ends into the nooks and crannies, and pick different ones if you're going to. Look at how voluminous that looks, and it's definitely more secured once you've put all of those pieces up in there. This would be a great time to add a butterfly clip or something else. But how adorable is that? It's so cute. Okay, so now I'll show you on a few other shapes and weights of yarn if this will still work. And I even brought pieces today that I thought may not work, just to really push the envelope. So the next one I'm going to show you is Hibiscus Princess, which is a knit shawl in Be So Sporty yarn, and it also is a half hexagon shape, which means that center that we're going to wrap in the front is going to have a straight edge. I think that ruffle is going to look amazing when we do this though. So we'll wrap it, bring it back to the front, pull this down a little bit, do our twist. We have a bottom and a top. We're going to come up through the bottom and we're going to come down through the top. think the more times I say this, the more likely you are to remember it too. Oh my gosh, how gorgeous is the ruffle? So whatever kind of edging you have on your project, I think this is a great way to really get a lot of focus on your edging. This one's all about a ruffle, and you can see it's all about a ruffle. You can see all that interwoven texture. You see that volume from the kind of complicated knot, but you also see all of that beautiful edging. You can flatten it out, you can zhuzh it up, and if you didn't want these ends dangling down, you could find different nooks and crannies in the knot to weave them in through. It would work better if I had a mirror, but I think you get the idea of it. How incredibly adorable is that? And you've completely transformed this piece. I mean, let's go back to the original. It's a half hexagon shawl that has its own beautiful ways of wearing, whether you wear it as a straight-on shawl or an asymmetrically tied shawl. This is the kind of piece that looks great wrapped around the waist too. I mean, you're wearing it as a sarong over a bathing suit or over a dress. So many different ways you can wear this, but now with that particular knot tying style for a scarf, you've turned this into a completely different animal, and what a beautiful way to feature that beautiful ruffle and that drapey yarn. Okay, we're gonna try one more. This one is a shawl from Motif Magic, and it's done in Be So Serene yarn. So pretty, isn't that a gorgeous texture? This one's inspired by some herringbone or chevron tiles that I saw in, I can't remember what kind of room it was, but I saw it as tile work. Anyway, let's see if this will work. I have a feeling it's really wide and not quite long enough for this, but we're gonna try it anyway. So I'll pull it around. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work, but without the twist, you could still pull one up and one down. So even without the twist, you could skip the twist on something heavier like this and still get one end up and one end down. And you can see you could still get a lot of volume. And then from there, because these ends are kind of a little too short to do anything, you could tuck them in again. And then you kind of get like this rounded coat. My God, if you could only feel how cozy this is on my neck. If it was really cold and windy this morning, I can't think of something more voluminous than having this almost like a neck roll pillow wrapped up around my neck. This would be so warm and cozy on a cold day. So the knot will work, but not in the traditional way where we twist it, because it's just not long enough. If it was long enough, that volume would be amazing. Does anybody have any questions or want to see any of those a second time? Wait and see. I don't have a sample sale scheduled at this time, Joanna. It's usually after it's no more than once a year. I can't remember when I did this last one. Did I do it Thanksgiving, Black Friday-ish? Yeah, there's no way it would happen before then. But yeah, it's not always once a year, but sometimes. Lily wants to see the last shawl. This is the Tyra shawl from Motif Magic, and it's in Be So Serene yarn in colors Mindful and Lovable. And it's definitely a take on Granny Square. You can see these rectangles have the stitch qualities of a Granny Square, which means that you know this is easy to join as you go. So you make these rectangular motifs and then join them as you go. Oh no, it never hurts to ask, Joanna. I agree, absolutely. Yeah, it's just, it'll be a while. It'll be a while still. Oh, this would be amazing for a blanket too. Absolutely, Lily. In fact, you could just add a few more rows and you'd be there. You could change the colors. You could do more than 2 colors if you went more in the vertical stripes from there, but in 2 colors, I think it's so pretty. Thanks, Deb. Does anybody want to see any of the other pieces? Oh yes, Joe, this would be gorgeous as a lapgan. Absolutely. Absolutely. So you'll want to refer to the amount of yarn that you use in Motif Magic for the Tyra shawl, and however much yarn you use to make this, I would double that to make it twice as wide. Right? Because if we went double this way, you could get it almost square, and that would be cozy for a lapgan. Oh, Lisa has gotten samples from me in previous sample sales. Awesome, good for you. Yeah, Joe, just look back and see what the yardage is and double it. Mar, these are the earrings, these are the Kelly earrings from 80 Handmade Gifts. You know these are one of my favorites. In fact, I just finished making a shawl in colorway Feisty Flamingo and Be So Fine bling yarn. And as I was driving here this morning, I'm like, I need to make a pair of Kelly earrings with that. Hello, bling and hot pink. Can you imagine how often I'll wear those earrings? I mean, it'll be hard to choose between these and those then. Making Hopo Easter shawls for my, I don't know what that means, but that sounds exciting. I love making these too. They're so quick and easy. Great for gifts, great for having lots of colors in your wardrobe. Every time I wear them, I get compliments. And I think it's because of that silver thread plied in. It really does help. Oh, I want to show you something else. Let's do our next quote. You know, I wanted to let you know something. I'm not rehearsing when I look up the quotes in my journal every day. I think that this is a way that we can really enjoy the live aspect of the live stream podcast. As you know, I don't have a great filter. And sometimes I really say silly things when I speak from the hip, but that's really a charm. I think it's something that can be an advantage, not a disadvantage, because if you actually mean well, I don't think you can actually say really bad things. Well, yes, you can. Okay, see, here's an example of it. I'm speaking way too much about something that didn't need to be spoken so much about. But anyway, all I wanted to say was that I don't look these up in advance to rehearse what I'm going to say to you about it. And so I wanted to read to you what today's quote is, and it's from Mahatma Gandhi, which is one of my favorites, and it's, in a gentle way you can change the world. And oh my gosh, if that isn't one of the quotes of all quotes, I can't believe I put it into the 5th issue. I'm surprised that I didn't put that one like the first quote in the first issue. That really surprises me, because this is a quote that has threaded through my entire life. I feel like there's so much we can do individually and gently and thoughtfully and subtly to change ourselves, to change the circle around us, and change the world. I think that it always starts with you, and I think it always starts with the smallest of small little ripples, and it starts with you and everything about you, and then everyone else in your circle and everyone else that you reach and touch. And you never know how you're affecting someone else's life. You never know when someone needs you to affect their life. And so in a gentle way, you can change the world. It always starts with you. And oh, I'm so glad I got to see that today. That's the other thing about the journals that I love so much, is that I wrote them and I don't remember what's coming next. So I know that even if you use the same issue more than once, you're not going to know what quote's coming next. You can always be surprised by what quote's coming next. And you never know when you're reading the quote that you need. Like, even if you've already filled your book up, and some days you could just go, I need a sign of something to motivate me or inspire me, and you just randomly pick a page, and you know what, sometimes that's the quote that you need to see. Yes, this one is very simple but deep and meaningful. I agree. I did not see your name, but you are so right. In a gentle way, you can change the world. Oh, one of my favorites. One of my favorites. There's never a wrong time to hear that, because there's always the most minuscule little thing you can do differently than you were thinking you were going to do. Yes, no matter what you're working on, you can always tweak it tiny, just a little tweak to do something better or something more positive or something more. Christine has volumes 1 and 2. Wonderful. I'm so glad. If anybody is interested in giving me a testimonial on what they enjoy about their journals, I would love to hear it. If you are comfortable giving me a video testimonial, it can be 5 seconds, it can be 10 seconds, it can be however long you want. And if you want to do it written instead, that's fine too. I would really like to help get the word out to share these with more people. So if anybody is using them and loves them, I would love to hear your thoughts on what it does for you or how it makes you feel. Oh my gosh, I smell a smoker. Gosh, so funny. Sometimes I smell bacon at the beach. There's a smokehouse close by that's starting to smoke food for lunch. Yum. I love the smell of a smoker. Thank you for sharing, Christine. I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you. All right, does anybody have any other questions? Good morning, Edna. Thanks for joining. Anybody have any questions for me today? There's no wrong way to journal either, Joanna. Just like I always say, there's no wrong way to be creative. There's no wrong way to write your thoughts down. Whether you she said she likes to do a brain dump. That's a great idea. Just get it out. Just get it out and clean your head out. That's a great idea too. It is pretty here, Pamela, and I'm in a parking lot. That's it. I'm gonna show you. You won't even believe it. There's a Steak and Shake here. There's a Dick's Sporting Goods, a Marshall's, a Five Below, whatever that is. There's a Best Buy down there, and there's a Panera over there too. Unfortunately, now that I'm gluten-free, I don't know what the heck I can order at Panera. It really changes the way I eat when I eat out. Eating at home is still super easy. Well, mostly easy for being gluten-free, but it is not easy eating out. Certainly not fast food or breakfast, which is good and bad, right? But I asked if there were any questions, and I didn't look at the screen. So if you have questions, please feel... Joe, you know what they have at Panera that's gluten-free? They have the goddess salad, and I love the goddess salad at Panera. I really do, but at 8 o'clock in the morning, it's not my first idea. I don't eat out much either, Sandshell, for lots of reasons, but one of them specifically now is being worried about what's gluten-free and what isn't. And even when you think it is, it sometimes isn't. Looking for gluten-free food, eating out, is really an adventure. But it's scary because it's an adventure that ends with getting sick if you're wrong. So, not so fun. Oh, Five Below means nothing's over $5. Okay, so it's like a dollar store. That's what I thought, but I haven't been into one. Sandshell had an apple for breakfast but wants a smoothie. Yeah, smoothie sounds good. Home cooked food's always better. I agree, Chris. I did a barbecued steak last night and a homemade Caesar salad, and I gotta tell you, homemade Caesar dressing is one of my favorite things in the world, and I made it nice and spicy, and it was delicious. I got someone else made a guess of where I'm going for my trip, and I can't tell you yes or no, because if I say yes or no, or say you're warmer or colder, then that's whittles it down, so I'm not going to give any details yet, but I love hearing everybody's ideas because it's so interesting to hear what your perspective is. And I gotta say, even just saying things out loud, maybe those things will manifest. Like, think of some big things, right? And maybe those big things will manifest themselves because we've thought of it or said it. Lily, I get sick eating out a lot. In fact, last Friday when I got sick and I had to cancel the podcast last Saturday, it's because I got sick in a restaurant Friday night. I started getting sick halfway through my salad, and by the time I was home, I was in bed in a lot of pain, unfortunately. I thought maybe it was food poisoning, but on second thought, I think it could have been gluten related, which is such a bummer. Yep, eating at home is always safer. Absolutely. and even making sure that you buy the right ingredients at the stores, or make sure you read the labels on ingredients that you buy in the store. It's still difficult to grocery shop when you're looking to make sure that you're not eating things you don't mean to eat, because some of the ingredients have double or triple meanings. Some of them aren't what they appear to be. It's really crazy. There's a show going on in London. That's a good reason, yes. Yeah, that's a good point, Sandshell. The lettuce can be treated sometimes in restaurants. And I actually thought that I got sick from romaine, but then it was brought to my attention that blue cheese can sometimes have gluten in it. So I had a Cobb salad that had blue cheese on it, so I don't know if it was the gluten in the blue cheese or treated romaine, but either way I got sick. What's the name of the red shawl?
Good question.
The red shawl that I showed this morning is the Lila Berry shawl. It's a crochet project, one ball project with Be So Fine in colorway $1 Million Red. And I'll show you my scarf tying trick one more time with a triangular shawl to show you that this particular scarf knot can be done with a triangle too. So we'll take our center here, twist it, pay attention to which side is up and which side is down. We're going to come up through the down and down through the up. And you'll see we can still create that beautiful textured knot. It has like a beautiful woven texture to it, like we do with the rectangular pieces, but now we've done it with a triangle, which means we have a point and two ends. You could either leave it like that, you can zhuzh it up and leave it hanging down, or now that you have all of these woven components to the knot, you could find places to go in and out and weave these in if you wanted to tuck them out of the way. You could also add a butterfly clip to this, or any other type of a brooch or a clip to hold it all together, or to decorate it even more. But you can see I can close up that knot by just weaving those ends in a little bit. But I kind of liked it hanging down. Not sure what you're saying, Sandshell, but if you want to try this on another shawl, I think that's a great idea. How do you wear an asymmetrical shawl? You could probably do that with this as well. Oh, Diane, I'm so glad you ordered the journals for you and your granddaughter. I would love to hear your thoughts and your granddaughter's thoughts after you try them. Thank you very much. Joanna loves the drapes of my yarn. Me too. Thank you. I'm so glad you enjoy them. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, there was a crochet along shawl earlier this year. We did the Morgana crochet shawl. Yeah, you could do this with the Morgana. It would be more like the rectangle. That was a half hexagon. So that would be more like this one, a half hexagon, and that would be gorgeous. If I remember, I will bring the Morgana shawl tomorrow and show you how to do this with that. Because with all those colors, this would be amazing with the Morgana. So I'll show you how to do it with the half hexagon though. We're gonna twist it just like we did the others. Pay attention to which side is up and which side is down. We're gonna come up through the bottom and down through the top. There we go. Yeah, imagine how gorgeous that'll look with all those colors of the Morgana, even with the two colors here of the Princess Hibiscus. You can still see a lot of that gorgeous woven knot texture because of the two colors. So I think that that'll really even be more impactful and more graphic with the extra colors in the Morgana. This is two colors of Be So Sporty yarn and Princess Hibiscus shawl. This is, oh, what an easy shawl to make, and what a gorgeous way to wear it. Look at all those beautiful textures with the ribbed ruffle. And see, I'm just going to tuck those ends in if I want to get them out of the way. Yes, these are really pretty colors. I agree. I should think about that when I'm dyeing Be So Sporty next week. Maybe I'll bring these colors back. This is Harbor Fog and Stormy Sea. It's a great project. Some people have done this in one color. Some people have done it in the two colors. If you do it in the two colors, it's one ball for the body and one ball for the ruffle. Oh, do I have a loose end popping out? Oh no, maybe it's just where I've woven in. So you could do this in two colors or you could do it in one color. It would be 2 balls of Be So Sporty yarn. This is the shawl's called Princess Hibiscus. So pretty. The ruffle is just adorable, and I love the way the drape of the bamboo and the ruffle makes it move when you move. So however you wear it, anytime you move, that ruffle just like wiggles. See, isn't that cute? I love that little wiggle. So cute. Anyway, we are out of time, so I want to thank all of you for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed the sunrise, our little slice of beauty in the middle of a parking lot, chatting with me and everyone else here. Let us make time to create, share, and